Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're going to be doing the seasonal championship of the McLaren Cup, which, as you guessed, is going to be dealing with driving McLarens like the 720S, all in the name of getting a new exclusive vehicle, which we'll show you now, because it's part of the rewards for this thing. So yeah, we get 50 grand, 100 grand, so 150, but we also get the 720S Spider, so the Spider version of the car that we just drove there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it out. Should hopefully be a convertible version, unlike the 650S Coupe, which was not. Because we already had the 650S Coupe, but we put the convertible version in and you couldn't actually have it as the convertible version, so it was a little bit stupid. But yeah, we're going to try out each of these cars, because yeah, they're all probably their best McLaren cars from the the modern era of McLarens, ever since it came back with the 12C. So yeah, we'll start off with the 720S Coupe first, since this is the car that's going to be getting the convertible version of it. And yeah, this is probably my favourite of the three that we're going to be trying out today. It's right on the raggedy edge between easily able to be driven and out of control, which is can't be saying the same for the P1, for instance, which is really just mad constantly, because it has more than 900 horsepower, and yeah, it's just insane in every kind of way, whereas this is a little bit more restrained, but still at times it will be a little bit balmy, especially in terms of its acceleration and whoa, its top speed. But as you can see, in the rain it's still a car that you can easily lose control of. But as soon as you get used to the car's handling and its quirks, then yeah, you can get a really quick time out of it if you're doing a time trial or anything like that, or you can just have plenty of fun with it, driving it really quick. Because there is no doubt that this car is stupidly quick. Granted, there are more powerful cars from the likes of Ferrari, and heck, some Lamborghinis, but yeah, unlike those cars, this does have lightweightness on its side. As they are really rather quite heavy, Lamborghinis especially with their all-wheel drive system, but Ferraris, even their hardcore ones, are still usually over £3,000. McLaren regularly keep their cars below £3,000, which is always a good thing, especially when you consider your average hatchback, for instance, is around 2,800, 2,900. So the fact that this weighs pretty much the same as a hot hatchback while having more than 700 horsepower is mightily impressive, quite frankly. But we are struggling to keep up with the Senna. Even more focused on being lightweight than this car, and probably has the better handling, as you can see, or the better driver, take your pick. It's definitely faster on a straight line. So we'll have to settle for second for this first race, but not a bad first showing, to be honest. Especially since, it's not all that often to drive a car like this. But yeah, Senna got first place, P1 was right behind us, then another Senna was in fourth, and then several 720Ss and the likes of the 570S didn't do all that well. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, let's move on to the next race in this championship. Right, since we were beaten by a Senna in the previous race, we're going to go with one this race. So yeah, as you can see, the 720S that we just driven is under £3,000, has 710 horsepower, but the Senna, as you can see, weighs 150 pounds less, has 79 horsepower extra, while a decent amount of extra torque. But yeah, it's that weight and that extra horsepower that really makes a difference. But as you can see, handling wise, it's also better, as well as braking, launch, acceleration, and top speed isn't quite as good because it does have that fixed rear wing, but we're not really going to be needing that for this race, I doubt. So yeah, let's get on to this race and see what it can do. So yeah, clear acceleration advantage and handling and braking over the 720S, but then again, this is more of a race car that just so happens to be usable on the road, whereas the 720S does have some compromises in being a road car, or at least more focused on the road. And obviously the 720S is a lot less rarer than this, so this is a hell of a lot more expensive as well. But yeah, no doubt that it's worth that extra money when you consider how quick this is. Plenty of downforce being generated by that rear wing, but it also provides extra braking. A little bit of understeer there. Wasn't expecting that. But then again, this is pretty much the first time I've driven this car since we started with the game, I think. In that opening race. I remember driving it much more than that, to be honest. But that's not any slight on this car, it's just there's obviously so many cars on this game to drive, and I'm generally more of a person that likes the slower, more classic cars than, you know, these mid-engine supercars or hypercars. So I am a little bit out of practice with these kind of vehicles. Even so, my ham-fisted, you know, unpracticed hand is still able to get some decent aspects out of this car. Right now we're up against the first ever McLaren road car. Which, to be honest, I've never rated that highly. Sure, it's ludicrously quick in a straight line and has that infamous top speed, but handling wise, looks wise, I've never really rated it that highly, to be honest. And that's not in comparison to modern cars either. It's, you know, the likes of the Jaguar XJ220 is a car I prefer around the same period. Or the likes of the Bugatti EB110, which again doesn't look all that great, but handling and performance wise it's really rather up there. Well, this car's definitely shining on this track, and yeah, it's definitely helping us because we've got a massive lead now. Which kind of just shows how much of a leap this car is in terms of over the 720S, and yeah, especially the likes of the 570 or even the 650. We don't have any of the 570s this time, nor 650, but yeah, still relentlessly quick car that is, and yeah, pretty formidable as well in comparison to the other cars. And yeah, that 20 points means we drawn right alongside the McLaren F1, while being 10 points over 720S, and with Spider in fact, I didn't actually see that car, as well as 12 points ahead of the standard 720S. So yeah, nonetheless, let's get on to the final race for this championship and this episode. Right, for this final race we're going to be going with the P1, which, as you can see, is quite a heavy car, especially in comparison to the Senna, but that's purely because it's a hybrid car, so it's got electric motors, batteries and the like, which do add weight. But as you can see, power and horsepower, torque-wise, it is way more in terms of both. And yeah, doesn't weigh massively more than the likes of a 720S, but certainly more so than the Senna, even more than £500 extra. But in terms of handling and braking, it's not too much worse, but yeah, acceleration is pretty much on par with the 720S. But yeah, top speed is certainly the best out of the three. Again, whether or not we're going to be able to get use out of that, we'll have to see, but yeah, let's see what this car can do. I think this was the first McLaren that was made that actually had more horsepower than the F1 from McLaren. Their first modern car, at least, to have more horsepower than the F1. So yeah, pretty landmark car, and yeah, also the first time they used hybrid technology in road vehicles. Though with this, it's not really a car that can be used in all electric mode for all that much. It's more of a system that's used to fill in the gaps between the bits where the engine and the turbochargers aren't working to their maximum, which is why this car is so quick. You might not think it will be all that quick, considering, you know, there are obviously more powerful cars other than this, cars with more than 1,000 horsepower or more. But because this is using hybrid technology, it's constantly there, that power. There really is no let up, and it's certainly a lot lighter than your likes of your Bugatti Veyron or Chiron, even if it's not quite as light as other McLarens. It's the relentless power that really makes this a lunacy kind of car, lunatic kind of car, really, because it's never going to go away. Thankfully, it does have that spoiler that's up, as well as helping in terms of braking. Yeah, it's a little bit of a handful at times. You can definitely feel the rear end slipping as it's dealing with all that power and torque. I would like McLaren to make a proper follow-up road car to this, so they can, you know, make the most of any newer technology and maybe even give it more power, make it even more of a mad car than it already is. Soon as, again, just like the Senna and the 720S, as soon as you start getting a hang of it, you will enjoy it more and more. But it is, yeah, quite a frightening car to drive first time round if you've never driven it before. I remember driving this on the first time it was put in a Forza Motorsport game, and it was just like, yeah, I can't touch this, it's too quick. But came back to it now and again, and yeah, seems to get better at it each time. But yeah, there we go. Short track in a fast car, and yeah, sub 1 minute times each time there, which is why this is quite a short episode with these hugely quick cars. But yeah, nonetheless, there we go. 20 points in the bag, 16 points ahead of second place, and a massive 18 points ahead of third. So yeah, did fairly well there. The P1 coming out in good stead for us. Unfortunately, the 720S was a bit down on power in comparison to the Senna, which is why we didn't quite win the first race. But yeah, the Senna and the P1 coming through there, and there we go. There's the 720S Spider, and we also get 150 grand out of it, plus whatever we won through the races. So yeah, even if you just want the money, it is well worth doing it. But do get a brand new exclusive car out of this, even if it is essentially just something that we've already had before. But I do think it looks better than the standard 720S, to be honest. And even if it is a bit down on acceleration and handling, because it's going to be a little bit heavier, I imagine, it's still going to be worth it. So let's take a look at it. We'll just take a look at the stats a little bit. We probably will do a review of it at some point. So yeah, let's have a look. Manufacturer. And there we go. Yeah, significant amount of extra weight on there. That's 207 pounds extra. Says it has 1 horsepower more, but I really don't doubt that. But yeah, as you can see, it's nowhere near as going to be as quick. Handling wise, it's down by 0.2. Braking wise, it's the same. Top speed, it's down. Acceleration says it's the same, but I'll have to look at the figures to be sure on that. Let's quickly just get in it to have a look at it visually, because yeah, I do think it looks better than the standard 720S. Yeah, it does. I really do like it. I've always liked it when it has those like kind of like buttresses coming from the middle of the car down to the back, and yeah, that looks properly nice. Though again, it's not going to be as quick or as, you know, precise in terms of handling as the standard version, but yeah, if you're after a car that's got presence, then yeah, this has it in spades, which is something that most McLarens generally don't have. They're not cars that really wow me in terms of how they look, but yeah, this is one of those few that actually does. Yeah, so nonetheless, get on that championship, get it done. Even if you don't want the car, you still get a fair bit of money out of it, but if you do want the car, then you also get money out of it as well. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.